This motion is an attempt to further open up our meetings to the public so that people can see, understand and scrutinise what we do, but also to show that we are open. We have to be open to the public and we have to show that we are open. Most residents will not take up the invitation to come to our meetings, but in order for them to trust us to get on with it, it's important that they know that they can come along if they want to. Not only is this the right thing to do, it's a direction in which the government is pushing us, supported by the Local Government Association. 2 days ago, new regulations came into force that include a presumption in favour of openness for council meetings. Whilst the regulations are specifically about decision-making meetings, the direction of travel is clear. The regulations also open up council meetings to social media reporting. As a democratic body, this council has a great opportunity to make more use of social media and to encourage our residents to engage with us by using it too. I just had a tweet, actually, Madam Mayor, from somebody before the meeting saying, will our tweets be projected on the wall of the council meeting? As the debate. Good idea. At the moment, almost half our meetings are not open to the public, including 5 committees and subcommittees. There are good reasons for some of these meetings to be private, but I wonder if we've got into bad habits. Subjects we have recently considered too sensitive for the public to witness include garages, the maltings, verge protection, the economy of the north end of St Peter Street, and plaques. On point 1 of this motion, does this council believe in open government? Well, I hope so. With very limited exceptions, our residents should have the right to read our documents and witness our proceedings. This council has taken steps to make more of its data and information available to the public, but we need to do more to make that data and information easier to find and easier to understand. On point 2, do we want residents to come to our meetings and use their right to speak? I hope so. This may come as a shock, but councillors do not have a monopoly on intelligence and expertise. Neither do we want to rely on newspaper stories or our own press releases to talk about what we are doing. We want people to witness it for themselves, to talk about it and respond to it. We have standing orders on speaking rights to make sure meetings don't go on all night, and that's quite sensible. But we should think about adjusting some of those standing orders to get more input from residents. And committees should not be afraid to suspend standing orders if the situation calls for it. I've only been a councillor for a year and a bit, Madam Mayor, but I've never yet been in a meeting where I've wanted to hear less from the public and more from councillors. But residents rarely take up the invitation to come along, let alone to speak. That's probably partly because the invitation is invisible. Unlike some councils, we've got no invitation on our website's front page, nothing that says come to a meeting, and nothing on the front page of our agendas either. We may know which meetings are open and that everyone is welcome to come along, but how is the public supposed to know? And this takes me to points 3 and 4 of the motion. Let's make all our meetings open by default, and let's tell everyone that they are open. Of course, there will be legal and other restrictions that mean some meetings need to be private, but let those be the exception, not the rule. And when they are private, let's be clear about why they are. Finally, let me urge you, fellow councillors, to support this motion by reminding you of this. If a resident puts in a freedom of information request to this council, our default position is that they will get what they want. There has to be a good reason for us not giving the information, and we will say what that reason is. This rule that applies to our written information should also apply to our meetings. You can come and watch what we are doing unless there's a really good reason why not.